This is Chris the Nightmare Jarrell, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So my man Jarrell Miller, he had an interview with Sky Sports, and he was talking about the upcoming fight with Jarrell Washington, and he also has some words about Anthony Joshua. He says, Anthony Joshua, I'm coming for you. Okay, so this is what he had to say. He says, when I get past Washington, it can be a breakout performance. Every fight for me is a step up and progression in the right direction. He is bringing his A game and went to camp with Klitschko, but he also got knocked out by Deontay. He called that a learning experience. He got a bag of tools. Well, when he comes to Brooklyn, I will send him home with a gift too, and it will have his teeth in it. He says he likes to run, but he is saying that he will bring the fight to me. He's never done that before, though. If he does bring it, then I will get him in 4 or 5 rounds. If he runs like usual, then 6 or 7. The division is lively at the minute, but it's a whole lot of livelier when Americans are involved. Let me just chime in real quick. Now, Jarrell does like to use his back foot. You know, I've seen him, the Chambers fight, the Mansour fight, and a few other fights, you know, well, a lot of his fights. But with the Wilder fight, he did surprise me and a lot of other fans. He took a more of a aggressive, how can I say, an aggressive stance in that fight. He kind of fought Wilder at a, just stood right in front of him, man, really, and just used his jab in those first 4 rounds. He really didn't do a lot of the back foot type of stuff. So he brought the fight to him, not necessarily coming out throwing a lot of punches and throwing combinations coming forward, but he did kind of stand his ground, use his jab, and he was right there, right in front of Wilder, man. So does he want to do that with Miller? It's a different style makeup. I know some of you probably, you know, but to me, it's just a different style makeup. Miller is a type of guy that wants you to try to come right in front of him and stand there and give him an opportunity to land shots. Whereas Wilder, although he has a lot of knockouts and he's known to just knock people out, he takes his time a little bit, kind of fights you from a distance, range, wants to set you up with the right hand versus coming out there throwing, you know, 4 or 5 punch combination, putting pressure on you. Wilder wants to more set you up type of thing, where I think Miller, if you stand there in front of him, he's not just this wild run in head first type of guy, but he will kind of jab his way in, but he's not going to take rounds to try to fill you out and then proceed to come forward. He's going to, you know, come forward in the first round. If you allow him, if you stand there and you want to fight, I think he will try to slug it out with you. So style's a little bit different in this fight, and I'm curious to see if Washington takes that same approach that he did in the Deontay Wilder fight. All right, let me keep going on what my man Jarrell Miller had to say. And yes, as an American fan, I do like when the Americans are involved. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I do. It just brings a lot of attention to the fans here, because a lot of us, not me, but a lot of the other fans here in America, when the Klitschko's were doing their thing, a lot of people say they didn't watch the division because they thought, you know, they couldn't pronounce the dudes' names and everybody was fat and out of shape and, you know, so on and so forth. But now it's different talent. You got the UK that's on the rise. Klitschko looks like he's on the down end of his career, but he's still around. You got Parker. You got Huey Fear. I mean, you got a lot going on right now. And with the American class that's around right now, I think these guys are a little bit more talented than the guys of, let's say, 2007, 2008, like that, you know, 2009, 2010, like that class. Although you did have the Tony Thompsons and I believe Rockman. Was Rockman still around? Yeah, I've seen Rockman was still around back then. You know, guys like that. But now we have the Jarrell Millers and Dominic Brazils and Andrew Ruiz Jr.'s and just a list of other guys. Deontay Wilder. You got Charles Martin still out there. I think these guys are a little bit more talented than that group. You know, but you know, you had Seth Mitchell back then and guys like that. I think this group of guys is a little bit more talented. And we got a lot of undefeated prospects too. You know, they're all trying to come up and make a way. Cassius Chaney, and some guys are even older, you know, but they're still prospect level as far as their opposition. Gregory Corbin, LaRon Mitchell. You know, a lot of these guys that make for good, entertaining fights. Trevor Bryan. We still got Bryant Jennings around. You know what I mean? So I like the core guys that we got, you know, as an American fan. All right, but he also goes on to say, now this is in response to Dillian Whyte being on the August 19th card, Julius Ndongo and Terrence Crawford unification bout. Props to Ndongo, props to Crawford for getting that unification made. No excuses, no hiding from each other, no I'm not going to fight that guy because he doesn't sell any tickets. Just none of the excuses. They got it made. So props to them. But anyways, he has responded to Dillian Whyte being on that card. He says, "I know Whyte is coming over here, and I don't know what a bag of donuts he will." Let me start that over, man. Miller, he says some funny shit sometimes, man. A lot of times. But he says, "I know Whyte is coming over here, and I don't know what bag of donuts he will have in the fight. But if he fights me, he loses. All right. Time will tell. I'm working very hard with my team to get the right fights and dates together. I'm on a collision course with AJ or Whyte, and those matchups definitely will happen, especially when they come over here and fight. My goal is to be the undisputed heavyweight champ. I want all the belts. These guys at the top aren't fighting each other. They talk a lot, but don't really back it up. I know you have a lot of heavyweights in the UK, but one thing about America is if we can get none, it ain't going to be fun. Get ready to see Big Baby Miller, the next American heavyweight champ. Then I'm going to come overseas and get me some tea. Tea time is coming. Wilder is fun and okay to watch, but he isn't Big Baby. American fans know they're ready. They haven't jumped behind or believed in Wilder. Plus, he isn't as good looking as me. When you see Big Baby, you will fall in love with the kid. Keep watching, and soon I'm coming for Joshua." All right. So yeah, man, it's just typical Jarrell Miller talking shit, swallowing spit. But the dude can bang. He is undefeated. He's very confident. He's not new to combat sports. Used to kickbox back in the day. Had a pretty damn good record kickboxing. He's been in Klitschko camp. You know, I know Washington said he learned a lot from the Klitschko camp, and he was able to be in Klitschko's camp when he was preparing for when Klitschko was preparing for Anthony Joshua. Good learning experience there. He got the opportunity to fight Wilder, and he always stays in great shape. The dude lives in the gym. He pretty much lives in the Pullman gym. Like, I think he literally lives. I interviewed him in January. He told me he lives like 2 blocks away from the gym. So he's always in the gym. I've seen him sparring Charles Martin, Andre Fedosov. Who else was... He put up pictures, man. There were some other heavyweights. I think Malik Scott was down there giving him some work. So he's been putting in the work. You know what I mean? I will say that. Jarrell Miller, to his credit, he was in Klitschko camp when Klitschko was getting ready for David Haye. And I believe Jarrell Miller only had like 1 or 2 fights when he went to help Klitschko during that time. I believe something like that. 1 or 2 fights or something like that. You know, so, and Jarrell's been staying in shape, man. He posts footage on Instagram. I seen him in the gym working hard. So, should be an entertaining fight, man. And I would love to see him fight a Dillian Whyte. I think that'd be a good fight. If he can, find a way to get past Gerald Washington, him and Dillian Whyte would be a very good fight, man. I really do like that fight. But you guys, let me stick in the comment section. I'm out.